The Maestro.
Dirty.
Wow.
Yo, welcome to my Durty show. It's your boy Maestro, rocking out the gray rose here today, you know what I'm saying? I got them braided up a little days, little sun. Anyway, fam, tournament in Bloomington, get down with the boogie down like everybody's business, you know what's going on. It was something to behold. It was great play all day. Only one game was a true blowout. That was the Heartland Zombie Stars over Indy at the start of the day, leaving the coach to quit. I am going to have to do a whole nother thing on that because not cool. Not what is taught here, not what is talked about here, not the example you want to set. There's a whole lot of knots in there. It's like knots like a nappy head, right? Just not the business, get Indy. Hopefully Indy gets set up here soon and be much better for this experience. But that was just not the right take on that. And I guess it helped with Nick Brewer throwing up a 34 burger on him, but I'm gonna put that more on the coach. I'm gonna put everything on the coach on that one. How you just can't do that to your guys. You just can't do that. All right. Indy did not turn their rebounds into points. One of the things that we talked about the need to do. And I'm going to kind of separate from that because I'm kind of feeling some kind of way, so I'm going to leave that alone. The other teams that kind of showed us a little bit something here today, I'm going to give it to Beyond the Arc. They came out really strong. At least what I thought was going to be strong, it did not pan out that way in the overall run. I think they played to who they were. The strangest game, though, and I'm just going to say this, the game in their loss to Run DMV, they out-rebounded Run DMV. They forced more turnovers. They had a higher field goal percentage. They had a three-point percentage. They all across the stats, there was nothing about that game they should have lost except for in one particular part. And that is Run DMV just out gritted them the entire game in a way that was, I'm just going to say it, was just the kind of game they need to play. They need to play dirty, and they played it dirty. And I mean by that, I mean, dirty as in terms of just being aggressive. And they made it pay off as they were supposed to do, and that's what made that happen the way they did. Heartland Zombie Stars gave us the big fizzle right after that. And a couple of specs in there, and their next game was a lot well, they made it close. So I really shouldn't say that, but they had a chance to win that game with 2 minutes left to go. They went on an 8-2 run. They needed a 12-2 run to really make it happen, or even they needed a 12-2 run, because would you take too much time to get your shot off as they did? When you go back and rewind this tape, look at their last possession. They would get a bucket. They would not press, giving Best Coast is opportunistic all day. If you give a mouse a cookie, they're going to want a glass of milk, and that's exactly what Best Coast did. But you see, in the last 2 minutes, when Heartland had the opportunity, when they shut down Best Coast, when Best Coast got to 70, and Heartland shut them down, what happened? Slow to the bucket. When you get within 2 minutes of the last 2 minutes of a game, every minute is the equivalent of a quarter. So imagine not scoring in a quarter, right? Then you want to break it down a little bit more. Every second becomes basically a minute. So imagine not scoring for a minute, not scoring for 2 minutes. You see what I'm getting at here? That's the type of pressure that needs to be there, and that sort of urgent sense of urgency wasn't really there with Heartland Zombie at the end of the game, and that's what caused them they had to come back going and just simply ran out of time, ran out of clock, and that's all it was. On the other side, this is going to just say what it was. Run DMV, being who they were, showed us a lot of game here today. They are tough and they play tough, just did not have too much parity, too much balance, and they met the teams they played and win against basically where they lost. Really just met them at the wrong time, with the exception of the game against that crazy end that we talked about earlier with DMV. But you just kind of ran out of juice against them. Best Coast and Lone Star, my 2-1 team to take the tournament, end up meeting in the finals, which made me look really smart, made me look really good. So appreciate you. But Best Coast, with the performance of Ali Cortez, who was there all day, and even when he was taken away, he found a way to get his teammates involved. He was still, even though he did not have a high scoring output in the championship game, he had a high assist output, which means he was responsible for at least 18 of the points, which gave his team the upside they needed to win. And that just shows you where his IQ was. He did what he needed to do to get his team in the right position. Trey DeRozan had a day as well. The idea of how he was able to sort of put together his game, the way he did it, anyway, to put together his game at a point where you saw how strong he was throughout the day. Just as a team, Best Coast met Lone Star where they were. They stopped them from scoring. They kept them off the boards. They made sure that all the shots were one and done. They defended everything across the table. And all of that made a huge difference in terms of what Best Coast was able to do. And Best Coast walks away under Coach Dominguez with their second tournament title of the year after getting such an uneventful start to their season. They're priming their game up together at the right time to move forward, and gave us a great performance here this weekend. Just on down the boat, going undefeated. Going 4-0 for the weekend. So well done, Best Coast. Well done, Coach Dominguez. Well done across the table. What else did you like about the tournament? Yell at your boy. Tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me how you want to think about it. Tell me how you want to talk about it. What did you like about the tournament this weekend? Who stood out to you and why? Yell at Maestro. I want to hear what you got to say about it. I want to hear what you got to think about it. And we're going to look ahead to Saudi Arabia next week. Y'all come out with the fam. Let's have some fun. Get it done. You know the deal. Never let Jason Bourne borrow your car.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro's Dirty Shorts.